got a concussion from? We out here, we body him. He didn't kill us not once. Where the fuck I got a concussion from? Someone blew something behind me? I think someone blew something up behind me, bro. That's why you have electrical weapons, I'm just saying, bro. Bitch ass nigga, we gonna fuck him in the ass. I'm tired of this shit. We gonna fuck him real raw, baby. Where this go? What's up in the same area? Hey. The shortcut? You fucking harlot. Look at that door. Oh, my concussion down. About to run out of my cigarette weed. I still got a lot of food still.
Score, Cap!
Oh, he died quick.
Get me out of here!
Bitch. What else you got in here? It looks nice in this bitch. Oh my god.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man? You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I know, my friend, I know. And now it's finally over. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation... I would like nothing more than to celebrate this. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single... 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, you're right. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this debt. We're going to need a leader. And I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. I can't... When I revived you, I thought we were going... We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best. I guess this is when I cut
the conversation from the other nigga.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon.
Is this Vika?
The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on.
I'll put in work.
In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal.
Wow.
Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with 2 hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto
Whose
was
voice is
finally at
this?
peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker. And Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon?
This is fall off for sure.
Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which
what's
was
this
you.
line underneath? Like
no
this
one
is
knows what's
like
happened
a
to
slide,
Earth,
presentation,
and
but
no
it's
one
not
knows
full.
what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
All's quiet house for now. Yeah, we beat the game. Yeah. We pump it, yeah. So you know what that means? I am ready for survival mode. I said I could play survival mode, which is gonna need me to eat, drink, sleep. So that's why, you know, they have to drink in and stuff in the game. Survival mode is like, I believe there's no fast traveling either. So survival mode is based off of you eating, drinking, and sleeping and like actual weight carrying plays an important feature. And like you break, I mean, I don't know if you break limbs in survival mode. I'm curious about that. I believe healing takes time as well, not as fast as it does in this game. I mean, in the right level modes. So that's gonna be interesting to play. But I'm really ready for Death Stranding that comes out but you probably not gonna even see this video when I upload it, because I upload like in advance 2 videos a day, right? And like the other videos I upload so far is like past the 8th or whatever, so that'll be interesting. That's gonna be interesting to happen. So I'm gonna play Death Stranding. Then you're gonna probably hear about me play. You're gonna probably hear from Death Stranding that I beat Outer Worlds, and the video's gonna come up soon. It's gonna be talking about me playing Death Stranding in time, but that's gonna be later on. So yeah, can I quit this? I'm not sure. Let's continue. It's a really good game. Honestly, it was a really good game. Like the story, the ending reminded me of Fallout New Vegas. Oh, like it reminded me of all the Fallout, not all the Fallouts. Yeah, it reminded me of all the Fallouts except 76. It reminded me of all the Fallouts endings, like how it goes like over the characters, the main characters' decisions and how that influenced the world. A special thank KT for saying yes. Came in for a lifetime supply of salt. Thank to my mommy twice. All Kingdom citizens. My wonderful wife Jackie for always being my safe haven amongst the outer worlds. Love to my family. The Death's Door for slaying baddies together since 2016. My Holy Children of God campaign. Thank you for our focus testers. Thank you for your translation. Okay. My grandfather for Toby couch potato lover treats. Oh, they throw out. Oh, these are the voice actors. There's a lot of voice actors. So yeah, we're gonna keep watching and see where this goes. We gotta give the creators props for the game. It was a very wonderful game. No matter what game, you gotta give the creators props because this is a long, hard process, and they create something that we enjoy. We take time out of our day to play something that people created, and we enjoy it and love it. You know. So yeah, just thank them by watching their credits. But watching the credits while we play on our phone and something else, you gotta think about it like that. You gotta be positive. What other games are coming out? I know Pokemon is coming out. It's coming out on the Switch. I should be getting Switch by the end of November. And I don't know if I'm gonna play that Pokemon off the bat. I'll probably play Pokemon. I probably want to get Pokemon Crossing. I don't have Pokemon Crossing. I think Animal Crossing makes a Pokemon. That sounds lazy though. I'm probably gonna get Pokemon Let's Go. I think it's called Let's Go. Whatever. Either that, Smash. Get that Pokemon. That Smash Ultimate. I believe that's called Smash Ultimate. I'll probably get Pokemon. Actually, I don't know. I don't have money for that. I don't have money for that guy. Like I said, I booked a trip and I got planned events. I'm broke. I am broke. B-R-O-K-E. Virtual Shanghai. Okay. Got Shanghai Workers versus Sparks. Men 2. Pyong Tong. Tan Vin. Oi Tong. Interesting names. Hello. Ron. Oh, that drop in bass. The beat. Okay. I hear you. The music stopped. Oh, you got some new music. Okay, you can start it over. Be cool with the background. You could control the ship. Like, you play like that Spaceee, like you avoiding, like that'd be hot. They have this playing, but you could be avoiding meteors with the ship and everything. That would be a wavy. That would have been funny. These credits all long. Like, is it new game plus, or like, are they gonna be DLCs? Chinese simplified testers, Brazilian Portuguese testers, Japanese, German. Breuer, Jennifer Kusman, Horsman. Little German, little bit German, huh? I want to read this Polygon about Outer Worlds. I'm trying to figure out, are they gonna have DLC? Okay, we about to reach the end. This website won't let me on because I have ad block on. That's a hard no for me, dog. Oh, we made it back here. If I do this, what will happen? Don't put me in face that robot. That robot was fucking me though, boy. Imagine if I was playing survival mode. I lost. Like, it was a good game. I wish stealth. Like, any type of game, any RPG or anything that I could play stealth, I'm playing stealth because that's me. That's my role. Stealth with a bow, stealth with a gun, stealth that give me crit bonuses. I am playing it. Son, like, I am playing it. Alright? If you watch any of my Skyrim, I think I'm playing a mage in Skyrim. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm playing mage in Skyrim. So you won't watch that, see that, but like, I am 100% stealth because I love stealth. Even though it takes a long time that you saw me doing, like crouching and everything, I love it. Alright. Alright, that's it for us. Well, thank you for watching The Outer Worlds and playing with me. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.